Engagement Monash University, Professor Abid Khan, Director, Informal Cities Lab, Monash University, Professor Diego Ramirez Lofring, Pro-Vice Chancellor and President Monash University Indonesia, Professor Andrew McIntyre, Head of the Environmental Office of West Java, Dr. Prima Mayaning Tias, Head Social Team, Urban World Cluster, University of Indonesia, Dr. Reni Suarso, Deputy Director of Research Collaboration, Directorate of Research and Innovation, University of Indonesia, Dr. Munawar Khalil, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to a letter of intent signing ceremony for partnership between West Java Government and Monash University, today, July 22nd, 2021. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, we'd like to invite Deputy Vice Chancellor and Vice President, Global Engagement, Monash University, to give the opening remarks. Professor Abid Khan, the time is yours.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to see you all here. Good afternoon to my colleagues in Australia, selamat pagi, and assalamu alaikum to my colleagues in Indonesia. And Your Excellency, Ridwan Kamil, and distinguished guests of the Provincial Government of West Java and Monash University. It's a real pleasure to have you all online today, and we thank you all for your time. If I can begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are joining this meeting today, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. Connection to nature and caring for the environment are foundations of First Nations people. And it is these foundations that have preserved our land, air, and water for generations. Only in the past 50 to 100 years has rapid economic and population growth fueled degradation of our natural assets. In opening, I'd like to express our solidarity and deepest sympathy to our friends in Indonesia, see how we can contribute to and help with the Citarum Harum Satgas to restore the river. Today would not have been possible without His Excellency Ridwan Kamil. You have been a champion of our collaboration since its very beginning. Monash University has been a pioneer in urban water management for over 30 years. In the last 10 years, we have pioneered the integration of transdisciplinary inputs to address urban water challenges of floods, droughts, environmental pollution, and how these manifest in affecting the health, well-being, and livability of cities and towns. Our success in transforming cities in Australia and other parts of the developed world has led us to adapt this knowledge into the developing world and its wider context. The Revitalizing Informal Settlements and Their Environments program, the RISE program, is an example of the adaptation of our pioneering research. This very large-scale project demonstrates that by bringing together communities, governments, and researchers to learn and innovate, we can create sustainable and affordable solutions for clean water supply and sanitation, and work towards achieving Sustainable Development Goal 6. With the signing of this letter of intent, we aim to expand this revitalization model for vulnerable communities to also include solutions for solid waste and apply this to the Citarum River corridor. By creating urban transformation models that are integrated, decentralized, impactful, and economically sustainable, this research will generate evidence and templates for the revitalization of communities along the major rivers of the Citarum River Basin. We aim for this work to catalyze revitalization in other major river corridors in Indonesia too. Our collaboration from its inception has received enormous support from the provincial government. I would like to give a special thank you to Dr. Prima Mayaning Tias, Head of the Environmental Agency, and Major Didi Kusnadi, Head of Citarum Satgas. Our collaboration has also been enriched through the support of the Lord Mayor of Melbourne, Ms. Sally Capp, the City of Melbourne, and the Department of Environment, Land, Water and Planning, alongside our colleagues in Global Victoria. And a thank you to Mr. Kunkaro Giri Waseso, the Consul General of Indonesia to Melbourne, who is also a great friend to Monash, I have to say, and deeply appreciative of his attendance at this event. I would also like to extend our gratitude and appreciation to the University of Indonesia. The UI team has worked tirelessly alongside the Monash team, and through their dedication, we have established a strong research network between Australia and Indonesia. Thank you to Professor Munawar Khalil, Deputy Director of Research and Innovation, Dr. Rene Suwaso, Head of the Social Team, and Dr. Dwinanti Matanti, Head of the Technical Team at University of Indonesia. Under the visionary leadership of my colleague, Professor Shane Murray, Dean of Monash Art, Design and Architecture, and Professor Tony Capon, Director of the Monash Sustainable Development Institute, alongside our many colleagues, Monash is bringing together experts and thought leaders from across our faculties to advance sustainable urban transformation research. With the launch of the Monash Indonesia campus, along with our research friends in Indonesia, Europe, and the UK, our galvanized consortium of partners are in a very good position to work together to clean and protect the river, create green jobs, and generate circular solutions for solid waste and wastewater in the Citarum Basin. Under this agreement, together we will develop detailed proposals for a demonstration project in the Citarum village to test this integrated model and generate new evidence and knowledge for sustainable urban and river transformations. My thanks again, and Your Excellency, Monash is excited for the next part of this journey with your government and with the University of Indonesia. Thank you, Terima kasih, and it's a real great pleasure to be here today celebrating this milestone with you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Abid Khan, for delivering the opening remarks. Next, we'd like to invite our beloved Governor of West Java to give the remarks. Please welcome His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil. The time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity. Excellencies, Professor Abid Khan, Assalamualaikum, from Monash University. Excellency Bapak Kuncoro Giri Waseso, our Consul General of the Republic Indonesia in Melbourne, representative from Australian Embassy in Jakarta, also our team from West Java, Ibu Prima Layaning Tias, as head of our environmental departments, and also our colleagues from the University of Indonesia, and ladies and gentlemen. Good morning from Bandung. And first of all, on behalf of the West Java people and the government, please allow me to send a warm greetings to all the attendees in this forum. At the moment, I'm very honored and glad that we can witness our virtual signing ceremony of our letter of intent for the partnership between our province, West Java, and the Monash University as a follow-up from my visit to Melbourne some time ago. As you know, West Java is the biggest province in Indonesia. We have 50 million people, twice the size of Australia. And we have what we call the longest river in our province, is around 270 kilometers long, affecting 20 million people in 13 cities and regions. So this is the most important river in West Java. But throughout the modern history, we witnessed the lack of development model, creating damaging quality of our beloved river. So by this signing ceremony, we are hoping we can start to improve the quality of our environmental in West Java, because as the governor, my vision is to respect and to fulfill the Sustainable Development Goal. People, planet, and profit must coexist in the same manner. I would like to take this opportunity also to express my sincere gratitude and high appreciation to all the stakeholders, particularly from the Monash University, represented by Professor Abid Khan, because after this, we will use your research, your team, and technology and knowledge to assist us and hopefully become the model how to improve and make the world a better place for our next generation. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like also to thank you, our Consul General, Mr. Kunchoro Giriwiseso, for assisting this process from the government side in Melbourne. And as you know, per today, every day is my agenda is COVID agenda, morning, noontime, evening, nighttime. Last night I got nightmare about COVID, so it's all everything but COVID. But good news of today, our bed occupancy ratio in West Java is decreasing. 2 weeks ago it was 90%, now decreased to 77%. So thank God, hopefully next couple days and weeks, we are managed to have a good control of our situation. We are beginning also to recover our economy. So the different, Professor Abid, with last year my focus was only a pandemic in terms of healthcare, but now I have to do the vaccination is another form of challenge, and also to recover the economy. Yeah, so this is very tough time for us here, and we are also has a strong commitment in environmental quality in West Java. I would like to express and give some information about several initiatives related to environmental. Number one, we are focusing on renewable energy. Last month, I was elected as a chairman for the whole region in Indonesia related to renewable energy. We are now bidding municipal waste to energy projects in Bandung area. We are doing under construction RDF technology, converting waste, municipal waste into briquette to replace the coal, for example. We are installing the biggest solar panel floating on the water on our lakes. Yeah, so it will be the biggest in Indonesia. We are also putting the wind farm energy on our hills, and I'm also the first government official to use electric vehicle as my daily vehicles. Yeah, hopefully this example of commitment to environment will become an inspiration to the rest of Indonesia. And West Java also is the only province that can do a full circular economy. We have the technology that can recycle mineral water plastic back into bottle. Yeah. So every week we receive tons of plastic waste from Bali, from Sulawesi, and executed in West Java, because West Java is in the forefront to make sure we are not longer the biggest polluter of plastic waste to ocean. Indonesia is the second biggest. So as a government, as a governor of 50 million, we are committed to make sure no plastic waste along the seashore or oceans. So part of this is also happen in our Citarum River, this plastic waste. So I think so many things to do, but as a government, I'm very optimistic and also eager to commit to show you that West Java can be a progressive model. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm also admiring the Monash transdisciplinary research experience because I heard you, Prof. Abid Khan, you will assemble a multiple team from different departments, different resources, and also in our letter of intent, we have several commitment also for capacity building because transfer knowledge is very, very important. As you know, if everything goes well, by 2045, 100 years of our independence, Indonesia could be the number 3 or number 4 biggest economy in the world. And you have to understand, 25 years from now, Indonesia will have 70% of its population is under 40. So you can imagine 300 million, 70% of 300 million are productive age. And this is where Monash University will come to play. With the recent omnibus law, foreign university now can open a franchise or branches in Indonesia. So I think Monash University should take this opportunity firsthand, and I will give you a red carpet, for this, because I have to make sure the 70% of our population in the next 20 years must be a generation of super productive, super competitive, respect the environment also, and also strong and tough for incoming disruption that might happen in the future, like this one. So I think beyond this letter of intent, I'm more than happy as a governor to assist your existence in Indonesia in any way, not only in the research, but also in your existence of Monash Indonesian branches, for example. And ladies and gentlemen, we are hoping this will be followed up as soon as possible. We know because of COVID, there are some limitation in our interaction, but I think this is also a lesson learned. We cannot be deterred, we cannot be slow by this pandemic. We need to still be productive, but we adapt, we change our ways to show that humanity and civilization must continue as it is. So I think to conclude, thank you for this initiative. We have in my notes, we have 3 commitments. First is developing an integrated model to revitalize the Citarum, the most important river in West Java, from one of the dirtiest, hopefully to be one of the cleanest. I really hope someday it could be like Yara River, where I joke every time I visit Melbourne. I'm into that. Second, we have a commitment for human resources capacity building regarding this knowledge and management of Citarum River watershed. And also number 3 is facilitating the co-development, joint program, apply research in economy, sustainable agriculture, and more. I think in the future, let's say we open for all kind of opportunities. So once again, finally, to end my words, I'm expressing again my thanks, my gratitude for this beautiful relationship between your institution, Monash University, and West Java Province. We hope this could be another mark for our future and upcoming cooperation. Thank you so much for your kind attention, and hopefully we are blessed with health and also happiness. Good day. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil, who has given a speech in this occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, Next, we have symbolic of digital signing for the letter of intent and documentation between West Java Province and Monash University. Symbolic signing digitally by Governor of West Java, His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil, and Deputy Vice Chancellor and Vice President Global Engagement of Monash University, Professor Abid Khan. Therefore, His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil and Professor Abid Khan, please kindly be ready to sign the letter of intent. Allow me to count until 3 before you sign the letter. 1, 2, 3. Thank you for signing the letter of intent. The province of West Java have officially become the partner of Monash University. Please His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil and Professor Abid Khan to hold up the document of letter of intent. Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is the remarks from Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne. Please welcome the Honorable Bapak Kunchoro Giri Waseso. The time is yours.
Terima kasih. Yang terhormat Gubernur Jawa Barat Bapak Ridwan Kamil beserta jajaran, Professor Abid Khan as well as Professor Andrew McIntyre from Monash University, Mayor Jenderal TNI Purnawiran Dedi Kusnadi Tamim, Head of the Citarum Harum Task Force, my dearest colleague, representative from the Austrian Embassy in Jakarta, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Selamat pagi tentunya bagi Bapak Ibu di Indonesia, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen di Victoria. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to begin by congratulating West Java Province and Monash University that you just signed the letter of intent concerning cooperation on research, capacity building, and technology development for the Citarum watersheds revitalizations. Indeed, it is my pleasure and honor to witness these special occasions. Well, in fact, not only as I am the Consul General of the Republic of Indonesia in Melbourne, but more particularly, Bapak Gubernur, I'm also your resident in Depok City in Province Java, so it become my proud and prouder to be your residents who live in Melbourne right now and to witness the signing of the LOI. The signing of the LOI is very important, at least within 3 meanings for myself. First of all, the LOI reflects a collaborative cooperation that has been built consistently over time. It is built on the foundation that has been laid down since 2018. Even better, the LOI is preceded by several concrete programs, workshops, Citarum River Revitalization and Learning Alliance in March 2020. As well as revitalizing informal settlements and their environments, and graduate research interdisciplinary programs. For this all, I believe the continuing commitments shown by each party, as well as those concrete programs, will serve as a solid underpinning that supports common interests, as reflected in the LOI. These commitments, previous collaborations, and shared interests are important in materializing noble intentions envisaged by both parties today. To move forward from words to actions, a real challenge faced by many other letters of intent, memorandum of understanding, or other agreements. Secondly, it certainly represents a real cooperation opportunity that emerges from a convergence of interests. Real opportunity emerges from genuine interest as a combination that we need to produce cooperation benefit for many people. The revitalizations of Citarum River will benefit not only people living in its proximity, but also the environment as a whole. And I believe our Australian counterparts have genuine interest to help us in revitalizing Citarum River. The third, I believe that this LOI will also inspire others in Indonesia and in Australia to pursue closer collaborations. It becomes a beacon of hope in this challenging time and assures us that cross-border cooperation is still possible in the midst of this pandemic. Furthermore, I believe this letter of intent will strengthen cooperation not only between West Java and Monash University, but also between West Java and Victoria, which I believe have enormous modalities. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe this letter of intent is not an end, but rather a means to achieve many greater things, benefits to our peoples. And I can assure the Consulate General of Republic Indonesia in Melbourne is more than ready to support its further implementations. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, I would like to convey my highest appreciations to West Java Province and Monash University, who have been influential in advancing bilateral cooperation between Indonesia and Australia, in particular Victoria. And I wish every success in our future endeavors. As you stop here, I thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you, Bapak Kunchoro Giriwaseso, who has delivered the speech for this occasion. And ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like to invite all of you to take a photo session. Please turn on your camera. His Excellency Bapak Muhammad Ridwan Kamil and Professor Abid Khan, please kindly show the document of letter of the intent to the camera. And
just 1 second.
all right. Yes, and allow me to count until 3. 1, 2, 3. Please give the beautiful smile. Okay, the photo session is done.
Saya mau kata terakhir sedikit ya. So once again, on behalf of the government of West Java, I would like to thank you. This is very important. We need to help each other. We need to coexist in harmony. We need to support cradle to cradle of our civilization. We need to save our home, our planet Earth. And thank you very much, and have a lovely day for everyone.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Mr. Governor, who has given the closing remarks. And ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is launching ceremony by Director, Informal City Lab, Monash Art Design and Architecture, Professor Diego Ramirez Lofring. But before that, here's a video, a collaboration for the revitalization of the Citarum River in West Java. Enjoy watching. Well, that's a video collaboration for the revitalization of Citarum River in West Java. Now, please, I'll invite Professor Diego Ramirez Lovering. The time is yours.
Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Selamat pagi to our Indonesian colleagues. Good afternoon to our Australian colleagues, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Diego Ramirez Lovering, and I am the director of the Citarum initiative from the Monash, from Monash University. I'd like to present a few slides today on, I guess the video really captured what has happened up to now, the 2 years of building knowledge, building partnerships that has led to the signing of this agreement. And I'd like to present a few slides that capture what is hopefully coming, what the plan, some of our plans are. But I'm presenting on behalf of our team, and I'd like to acknowledge the team, our program manager, our great program manager, Dr. Jane Holden, Professor Tony Wong from Monash Sustainable Development Institute, Professor Rob Robin from the Monash Sustainable Development Institute, as well as our colleagues from University of Indonesia, Dr. Reni Suwarso and Dr. Dwinanti Martanti. So allow me to share screen. Okay, so our vision for the Citarum project is to create a living and connected ecological corridor of river, village, and landscapes that are clean, resilient, and prosperous. And we are doing so by testing the combining of social, economic, and environmental solutions into one integrated model. This approach requires the coming together of 3 transdisciplinary research capabilities at Monash: urban water management, sustainability, transitions, and urban design. So, excuse me, sorry. Sorry, I'm not sure what's happening there. Can you see that? Is that coming through okay? Yep. Okay. Sorry about that. So urban water management at Monash has over 30 years of background of research experience that has grown its pioneering engineering and ecology disciplinary research for catchment hydrology starting in 1990 through to a large global 120 million transdisciplinary CRC for water sensitive cities in 2020. So these activities are being hosted within the Monash Sustainable Development Institute and continue to deliver urban water research in Australia and are expanding internationally to Indonesia, India, China, and Singapore. So leading this is Professor Tony Wong, who forges important links between urban water research and sustainable transitions research. So also within the Monash Sustainable Development Institute, Professor Rob Robin, who is the director of research there, brings the expertise in sustainability transitions, and with it, the large and complex bodies of knowledge and capability in climate change, circular economy, and inclusive prosperity research, which will be key in this Citarum project. Urban design, capabilities in urban design is brought by my group, the Informal Cities Lab, which uses design and design thinking methodologies to forge sustainable urban development pathways for vulnerable communities and their environments in a manner that is deeply engaged with communities and other stakeholders. So, in order to deliver an integrated model combining social, economic, and environmental concerns, we're working under the lens of 2 interdisciplinary frameworks. The first is planetary health, an emerging discipline which links the health of humans to the state of the natural systems on which humans depend, with the underlying principle that we must have a healthy environment for communities to be healthy, and so important in these times that we find ourselves. The second is the concept of circular economy. So to tackle global challenges of this kind in climate change, biodiversity loss, waste, and pollution by employing reuse, sharing, repair, refurbishment, remanufacturing, and recycling to minimize waste and to turn waste into resources to create a closed loop system that minimizes the waste and pollution of land, air, and water. And it's very interesting to hear His Excellency Pak Governor talk about the waste to energy programs that he's now leading. So approach to the Citarum revitalization program is based on 5 objectives. Waterway restoration, which using green, gray, and smart infrastructure to enhance the multiple functions of the river. Water and sanitation services, where nature-based green infrastructure is used to clean wastewater from households, village, industry, and livestock. And this is expanding the RISE, a little bit of a RISE approaches that you saw in the video. Solid waste services, so gray and smart solutions for recovering waste at source and in the river, waste separation and connecting to circular waste utilization services. Microeconomy promotion, so circular economy solutions for green products, services, water and energy for enhancing community economic outcomes. And finally, climate change adaptation, so new, green, and sustainable water and river infrastructure and practices. So our river revitalization roadmap begins with a demonstration project in the upper Citarum catchment in the Chitarik River, joining forces with central and provincial and local governments on the now growing initiatives around the Eco-Wisata project. Here, we will co-design and test innovations through the development of an integrated water and waste model to generate evidence for river health, circular economy, transformation, capacity building, and behavior change. The demonstration project will inform spatial analysis and land use practices leading to river pollution and an investigation into the social enablers and barriers to river transformation, culture, behavior, poverty, gender, local governance. This is to inform upscaling. And the final step will look at the development of these upscaling strategies through the creation of tools and guidelines for local solutions, river resilience monitoring, evaluation and reporting programs, training and skills development programs, which aim to inform policy and governance for basin transformations. So we aim for this evidence generated to inform and support current and pipeline government infrastructure and community development to sustainably restore the river over the next 20 years. So the project aligns with other Citarum undertakings, the presidential regulation from 2018, acceleration of pollution control and damage of Citarum watershed, as well as a number of ongoing projects, including the World Bank funded project improvement of solid waste management to support regional and metropolitan cities. And of course, the central government's Eco-Wisata Chitarik project, which I mentioned. And at a higher level, the project addresses 10 of the 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. So we at Monash are very excited to be collaborating with the West Java government and Universitas Indonesia. And the signing of the LOI today marks the formalization of our collaboration and our intention to co-create a demonstration project in the upper Citarum Basin over the next 12 months in deep collaboration with our project partners. Thank you very much. Terima kasih. Back to you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is remarks from related office of parties. The first remarks will be delivered by Head of the Environmental Agency, Dr. Prima Mayani Diaz. The time is yours.
Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude because the letter of intent has been signed. That is the following up the Governor of West Java previous visit to Australia regarding the cooperation on Citarum River revitalization. West Java Environmental Agency has extensively discussed it in several events with Monash University. Further, Citarum Harum Task Force will also visit Australia to improve the action plan that can be carried out together with Monash University and also to learn how Australia managed to succeed in performing the river restoration. We highly support the cooperation between Monash University and West Java Province and other stakeholders that are also involved in these cooperations, such as the central government and the University of Indonesia, as bringing the pentahelix collaboration into action. We encourage more municipalities, the private sectors and local communities to take part in the Citarum River revitalization. The cooperation will be further improved not only to the specific of research program, but also to implement the sustainable aspect of the environment, social and economic development in particular site. Hopefully, the partnership will be a role model for other river restoration or revitalization project, not only in West Java, hopefully also in Indonesia. And West Java Environmental Agency here will be a key implementing partner in this cooperation. In the future, this partnership will be improved to solve the Citarum problems. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Remarks will be delivered by Head Social Team, Urban Water Cluster, University of Indonesia, Dr. Reni Suarso. The time is yours.
Okay. Finally, thank you because my speaker is mute and I cannot try to unmute. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all distinguished guests, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Good morning in Bandung and Jakarta, and also good afternoon in Melbourne. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Reni Suarso, political scholar of University of Indonesia, head of social team of Water Cluster. When I got the invitation to attend the ceremony, a big word popped up. Finally, the letter of intent is signed. Because we all the researcher of this Citarum project, we've been waiting for long for this moment, particularly if we consider it took almost 2 years. Oh, more than 2 years, I think, more than 2 years since we met Pak Ridwan Kamil, the governor, for the first time in December 2018. When we report to him our previous research developing water sensitive city in Bogor funded by Australia Indonesia Center. The research is around 2014, I think, until 2018, collaboration between University of Indonesia and Monash University. Well, we understand the research is still encounter long and winding road, deal with research funding. Yes, we have to admit up till now, we haven't got sufficient funding for this research. And also the COVID-19 pandemic, even we in from University of Indonesia in Jakarta, we cannot go to Bandung right now because the lockdown situation. So it's a bit hard for us. Well, but we've seen that kind of road before, and our experience show that we have ability to adjust and capacity to survive. So hopefully the pandemic will last soon, so we can do the field research and the donors will offer their support soon. Finally, Dr. Dwinanti, head of engineering team, and me, head of social team of University of Indonesia, and also all the researchers involved in this project. Actually, it's not only UI, but also others university in West Java, ITB, Institut Teknologi Bandung, and then UNPAD, Universitas Pajajaran, and UPI, Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. And also we also invite other local university to involve. I'm very happy and want to say congratulations for Monash University and West Java Governor to signing the letter of intent today. And also in this occasion, I want to thank University of Indonesia for the endless support for the water clusters. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Reni Suarso, who has delivered the remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, the third remarks will be delivered by Deputy Director of Research Collaboration, Directorate of Research and Innovation, University of Indonesia, Dr. Munawar Khalid.
Thank you.
The time is yours.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat siang dan salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. His Excellency Bapak Ridwan Kamil, Gubernur Provinsi Jawa Barat, Bapak Kunchoro Giri Waseso, Konsul Jenderal di KJRI Melbourne, Professor Abid Khan, Deputy Vice Chancellor and Vice President Global Engagement, Monash University, Professor Diego Ramirez Lovering, Director of Informal City Lab, Monash Universities, Ibu Dr. Prima Mayaning Tias, Head of the Office, the Environmental Office, Provinsi Jabar, and Professor Andrew McIntyre, Pro Vice Chancellor and President Monash University Indonesia, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Universitas Indonesia, we would like to congratulate for the signing of this LOI between West Java Provincial Government and Monash University that we have witnessed together just now. So at this opportunity, I would like also to convey the greatest appreciations from our Vice Rector of Research and Innovations, Ibu Dr. Nur Tami Sudarsono, and Bapak Dr. Dede Juhana, the Director of Research and Development, who are unfortunately unable to join us today because of other agenda. As part of the supporting entities in this program, UI is very happy to witness this event has finally come into a reality. At UI, enhancing both national and international academic and research collaboration has been one of our top priorities to create what we call as the triple and pentahelic collaboration, as Ibu Prima has mentioned just now. This enables UI to widen its role as one of Indonesia's top and prestigious university towards achieving world-class university. We strongly believe that both academic and research collaboration can significantly enhance the quality and quantity of academic and research output among its academicians and researchers, and enable them to be exposed to the current global trends, especially in this case, environment and water security. We are proud that our multidisciplinary research team, led by Ibu Dr. Reni Suarso from Faculty of Social and Political Science, and Ibu Dr. Dwinanti Martanti from Faculty of Engineering, has been playing key role in working together with colleagues from Pemdaprov Jabar, as well as researchers from Monash universities, in an effort to revitalize the Citarum and Citarik rivers for the past couple of years. We do believe that today's event is one of the major milestones in making the collaboration even stronger between all stakeholders to work together towards our common goals, such as using the inter and multidisciplinary approach to develop strategies and solutions to make sustainable, resilient, and livable cities and towns across the river. Therefore, UI is committed to fully support these collaborations to facilitate our team to work together with our partners in finding, for example, both internal and external funding to support this program. I believe that this signing ceremony can be the stepping stone for the research team to further strengthen the collaborations. Finally, I would also like to thank all the people who are working tirelessly to make this event a reality. And I am confident that this program would be a successful one. And it is our hope together. UI is also working forward to work collaboratively all partners to make this a reality. And we are happy to welcome you to visit the campus at Depok, of course, when the pandemic is over. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, Professor Andrew McIntyre, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hi.
All right.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, we've had so many good speeches today. Let me just make some short informal comments to help bring us to a close. And just the most important thing to say is, what a great event this is. What a fantastic event this is. When there is so much that is bleak and depressing in our world at the moment. We have such a terrible pandemic we're dealing with. And when we get through this pandemic, then we have such huge climate and ecology and sustainability challenges to deal with. And we have to do so in a context where global cooperation is much harder than it used to be. In that context, how fantastic is it? What a great burst of encouragement, what a ray of hope this initiative is. I mean, here we have academic institutions collaborating with government institutions. We have this happening across international borders. We have this happening across different levels of government. None of those things are easy. And to have all of this come together in such a tough time, I just think is fantastic. So I would just like to pay tribute to everyone that's made this possible. And when you have such a good initiative as this, of course, there are very many mothers and fathers of the success. And, you know, it's just not possible to think of them all. But I just imagine on the Indonesian side, all the people in, for example, West Java government, people in UI, people in ITB, people in UNPAD, people in UPI, so many people have made this possible. I know on the Monash side, lots of people have been involved, but I would personally just like to give my personal tribute to Diego and his colleague Shane Murray from our Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture, to Tony Wong and all his colleagues from the Monash Sustainability Development Institute. Without all of these people in Indonesia and here cooperating, none of this would be possible. Ibu Reni used a really good word before. It was a sobering word, her big word, when she said, finally. These things do take time, especially in the sort of context we've had in the last 2 years. But I would say on behalf of all my Monash friends and colleagues, to all friends and colleagues in Indonesia, now that this deal is done, you can count on Monash. You can count on Monash to deliver. This is a really serious commitment for our university. It's not just nice words. It's a really serious commitment. So you can count on all the people that are on the front line from our side to really come through on this, because they care deeply about it. And the university is putting its resources and efforts behind it. And one thing I can add just to finish, that will even further increase Monash's ability to deliver strongly and to deliver quickly, is our new campus in Serpong, opening in just a few weeks. This will greatly increase the ability of all Monash colleagues to work with colleagues in Indonesia on this project. So I just want to say, I think we should all be really pleased and really excited about what's being done. This is a tough situation everyone's in. And here is something encouraging. Here is something hopeful. Here is multiple universities coming together across borders, across levels of government, to do something that's just clearly going to make the world better. So I think congratulations to everyone involved. Thanks very much.
Remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, all of the speakers has delivered the remarks for today, and that brings us to the end of this meeting. Thank you for all the participants. May we stay safe, healthy, and happy. Good afternoon and Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ibu Reni.
Semoga semuanya sehat.
Semua sehat ya, Bapak. Terima
Ya,
kasih.
Bapak. Terima kasih. Sehat selalu.
Baik. Assalamualaikum.